Wells Fargo may not be the best bank in the world, but they do have very good credit card products. One of those good credit card products, in my own opinion, is the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. And I feel like it's good for a few different reasons, which we're going to go over in this video, but simply that it is a cashback card. But not only is it a cashback card, it is a 2% cashback on everything card. But let's talk about why this is actually a good credit card in my own opinion throughout the video. So let's get into it. And like I said, this is an unlimited 2% cashback card. So every single purchase you make with the Active Cash Card, you get 2% cash back. Unlimited, no cap. I personally love cards like this because I'm one of the people that like cards that are a catch-all card, meaning you earn a certain amount of points for every single purchase you make, rather than having to worry about rotating categories or transfer partners or stuff of that nature. But that's not the only perk with this card. It's also a no annual fee card. And personally, I also love no annual fee cards because you get the full value of that 2% cash back, that unlimited 2% cash back. There's nothing you have to break even on. Like, there's some cards out there that have a hefty annual fee, but you earn a lot more points. But in order to actually gain value from the card, you first have to offset the annual fee in order for those points to start to matter. So if you have a card that has a $300+ annual fee, you first have to gain enough points to even offset the annual fee. So you'll have to gain $300 in the value of points before you even see any value from that credit card. But a card like the Active Cash with no annual fee, you already start gaining value from the second you use it. And if that wasn't enough, at the time of filming this video, the Active Cash actually has a very good welcome bonus. If you spend $500 within the first 3 months of opening this card, you get an additional $200. And I'm not the one to really promote welcome bonuses, simply because if you spend out of your normal spending habits in order to hit that welcome bonus, then it defeats the purpose. But if you were going to already spend $500 within 3 months, and you happen to get the $200 off your normal spending, then that is a bonus. And in this scenario, the majority of people do spend $500 within 3 months naturally. If you don't, then I would not advise you try to. But naturally, most people do spend $500 within 3 months. And if you do that with the Active Cash Card with this welcome bonus offer in place, then you will get an additional $200, and I see that as a plus. But I do want to make it very clear, if you're an individual that don't have to spend $500 within 3 months, the welcome bonus is something that you can just bypass. You don't have to go for the welcome bonus. It's still a very good credit card. I mean, 2% cash back on all purchases is still a win-win situation. Every time you use it, as long as you pay your balances off in full every single month and you don't pay any interest, that is a win-win situation. And another really cool thing about the Active Cash Card, it is offering 0% intro APR for the first 12 months of opening this card, which is extremely beneficial to a select few people, because obviously we know what they're trying to do whenever they give you these type of offers. They're trying to get you a massive credit card debt, so after the 12 months, they tack on a huge APR, roughly around 19.74%, up to 29.74%, which is a crazy APR. And that's what they're trying to do. For those people who are really good at managing their finances and go over everything and can use this to their benefit, that 0% intro APR for the first 12 months, you can really capitalize off this if you do it properly. Obviously, for the majority, most people don't calculate this properly, or there are certain events that happen that throw them off of their finances, which it happens to the best of us. But if you are able to use this to your benefit, or you are so good at managing your finances to where you can actually capitalize from the 0% intro APR for the first 12 months, then this is a extremely good offer. Because for people who need capital today and they can use it to make more money, then this is very good, because you do not accumulate interest over those 12 months on the money that you use on the Active Cash. But for people who don't quite understand their finances that well, I would say just avoid this and look at it like you don't have that intro APR and just pay your balances off in full, and don't try to play the system if you're not that great with your finances, because you can get very caught up in credit card debt playing with benefits like this, because it seems good on the surface, but after the 12 months when you have a high balance on your credit card and you cannot pay it off and you didn't get that interest rate, it is not a fun thing to deal with. Also, with that 0% intro APR for the first 12 months, they are also offering that on qualifying balance transfers, which can come in handy for people who have very high balances on other credit cards with very high interest rates. You can now transfer those balances to a credit card like the Active Cash. For those first 12 months, you have 0% APR, meaning you have no interest on that balance. So you aren't accumulating a lot of money over there because you have such a high interest rate on it, only for those first 12 months. After that, then that 19.74% up to 29.74% APR is then tacked on. So you want to be able to take care of that balance within that time, so you don't have to worry about that high interest rate, basically making your balance get even higher and higher. The Active Cash card also offers benefits such as cell phone protection up to $600 for damage or theft, auto rental collision damage waiver, travel and emergency assistance services, roadside dispatch, emergency cash disbursement and card replacement, my Wells Fargo deals, zero liability protection, and credit close-up. Things of that nature this card offers you whenever you are a card holder with the Active Cash card. So that's pretty much the Wells Fargo Active Cash card. Not much to it, not many bells and whistles, but me personally, I love credit cards like that has that unlimited 2% cashback feature. Credit cards like the SoFi credit card, which is personally my favorite. I made 1,000 videos on this channel about SoFi, which you could check one of those out after this one. But it's cards like that that just make it a lot easier to play the credit card game, because obviously there's a lot of choices of credit cards, but they offer so many different things and you can redeem them for different things, different points, different values. And there's those that have rotating categories, but then you have the cards like this that are catch-all and you get good value from them if you use them properly. And look, me personally, I'm not a fan of Wells Fargo, the bank, because simply I don't feel like they offer enough nowadays. They're not very competitive compared to their competitors, and I feel like the bank can do a lot better. But as far as their credit cards, I think they have a very good lineup of credit cards. I think that they offer some good credit card products, even on the business side. So as far as their credit card products, I would say Wells Fargo is a good choice. Now, as far as the bank, not a fan, but credit cards I would actually recommend. I mean, Wells Fargo was my first real bank, so I do give them credit for that. But outside of that, wouldn't recommend them for a bank, but definitely would recommend the credit cards. The Active Cash is a good card, a good unlimited 2% cashback card. It could be a very good catch-all card, meaning you could use it pretty much anywhere and get value from it. But with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.